Hi Virgo, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your March 2022 tarot reading. Thanks to those of you who like, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's a Celtic cross spread as always, and also pulled a Four Agreements card, an Oracle card, and a Mudra card for you guys. We're actually going to start this reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus will be as far as that goes. So let's see what we get. Alright. So we have the North Node, and the North Node is actually in Taurus, which for you guys is your ninth house of philosophy, higher learning, foreign affairs. We have 12, so for you guys, the 12th house is Leo energy, and 12th house in general could point to spirituality, blind spots, mental health. And at the time of recording this, we're just about to have that Leo full moon, so there could be some significance with that. And we have Pisces, so of course we're going to be moving into Pisces season, and that's where the sun's going to be for the first few weeks of March. Mercury's going to get in there, I think, around the second week of March. Neptune is there, Jupiter's there, so it's a pretty busy sign currently. But yeah, we'll keep those in mind as we go through the main spread. In the main situation position, we have the Eight of Pentacles. So this is actually a Virgo energy here, represents the first 10 degrees of Virgo. So it could just be saying that you guys are heavily focused on your work right now. Sometimes with this artwork, I say how, this makes me think of an entrepreneurial spirit, because this guy is quite literally making his own money, right? So it could just be saying that some of you might be working for yourself at this time, and possibly getting pretty busy with that as well. But yeah, it looks like you guys just definitely have a heavy focus on work right now, possibly even self-improvement too. In the challenger obstacle position, we have the 10 of Swords. So this is actually Gemini energy here, and for you guys, that's your 10th house of career and social status. So this could be pointing to a couple different things here too. On the one hand, it could just be saying that if you are exploring working for yourselves, could just be saying that if you also have a primary job on top of that, could just be saying that the challenge to your progress with that could be having the second job, right? So it could just be saying you might need to reevaluate if you could reasonably manage to do both. For others of you, this could just be saying also if you're actually focusing heavily on work to distract yourselves from something that might not be working at this time too, right? So that's another way I could see that playing out. Let me see if anything else comes to mind with this. And it could just be saying in general you might need to step away. So even if you do just have one job, it could just be saying that you might actually need to step away from that for a bit, because you could be putting a little bit too much focus on it. Right, in the foundation position, we have the Page of Wands. So yeah, seeing this come up here, I feel like this is more of a call to what you're being led to do this month, which I feel is to do, just try to lighten your loads a little bit, take a little bit of time away from your work, and I feel like do some exploring, even if it's not major travel, just even if you just explore, do some hiking, things like that, a long weekend or something like that. That's really what I'm getting with this. I feel like you're being nudged away from work for a bit. More of a temporary thing, but that's what I'm seeing there. All right, in the past position, we have the Page of Swords in reverse. So yeah, seeing this here, I will say for some of you, this whole focus that we're seeing in the main situation position could have been, maybe there was something that you've been reluctant to communicate around. So because of that, you might have been using work as a distraction. For others, you could just be saying that maybe there's a need to communicate within your work environment too, right? Maybe if you feel like you need to delegate some of the things that you're doing, so you could actually have a bit more freedom too. Might have been a reluctance on your part to communicate that, right? Which isn't too uncommon, right? Sometimes people just don't feel too comfortable asking for help. They might just try to take on too much, but that could have been what's going on for you guys in the past. All right. In the present position, we have the Page of Cups. So a lot of page energy here, which to me is just saying that there's a need for a shift, and also to just not approach things with too heavy and serious of an outlook, right? To be a bit more of an explorer, to tap into more of your creative energy, and with the Page of Cups coming up here, could just be saying that you might be extending an offer to someone, possibly to collaborate around some situation. You might feel like you're not quite ready to do so, but yeah, I feel like it's definitely just eating away at you guys this month, to where you are probably going to finally say, all right, let me just take action, put myself out there, make an offer, right? So for some of you, this could even be a creative project you've been working around, and you've just been telling yourself, oh, I'm not ready yet, it's not ready yet, it's not ready yet. And you just keep working at it, working at it, working at it with the Ten of Swords and the challenge there. It's saying, okay, well, you might be overdoing it at this point. You might as well just put it out there. So you might be feeling that nudge this month. All right, in the near future position, we have Justice. So yeah, this is actually Libra energy here, which for you guys is the second house of possessions, health, work, finances. So to see this come up here, I feel like this is saying that could be the key for you guys this month. Some of you, this could even be like a writer's block thing too. That's another way that I could see the Page of Swords reversed with those two energies there. So if this was just something where you've hit a bit of a creative block too, could just be saying that the key would be to actually just detach from it for a bit. Sometimes just a change of scenery could actually help you hit the reset button in a positive manner. So that's what I see with that. And then the irony there is too, you might feel like, oh, if I step away, I might lose, right, as far as finances. But with the Justice card here, to me, that says that might actually help restore balance in that area. All right, in the position of your influence on the situation, we have the Strength card, which is the major arcana card for Leo, and we have the Nine of Pentacles. So, seeing this come up here, especially given that it's 12th house energy for you guys, it could just be saying that maybe you are coming to that realization too, right? Where maybe you just have this insatiable desire to work, right? And now you're like, okay, you know what? Maybe I should calm that urge down within myself for a bit and actually just take a little bit of time to enjoy the fruits of my labor, right? So with that Nine of Pentacles energy. And again, I feel like that's going to be the key to you guys getting a reset button, especially, like I said, if this is more of a creative thing you're trying to get off the ground. Because when I look at the artwork here, in this context anyway, I'm looking at the fact that she has that bird on her arm. And to me, I think of that as maybe you would get some kind of new creative ideas while you're out in nature, or even just, like I said, even if you're not out and about, depending on what kind of weather you have this time of year. Even just detaching from your work, right, and just actually taking time to relax and enjoy your environment could lead to some fresh ideas in that regard too. So looks like you might actually fight that urge this month and actually take the step back. Like, okay, yeah, you know what? Maybe I have been overdoing it a little bit lately. Maybe I've been a little bit too obsessive around my work. Let me just take a step back, enjoy myself a bit, and that'll be what appears to be the key for a nice reset for you guys, so you could come back refreshed and refocused. All right, in the environment position, we have quite a few cards that came up. We have the Three of Wands, Aries energy, Knight of Wands, Sagittarius energy, the Empress, which usually I view as more Taurus energy, but it could be Taurus over Libra with the Venus energy, and Judgment, which I view as Scorpio energy. So yeah, this could be you. Now, all right, so first we'll talk about this as if this is your energy, then we could talk about it as if it's another person. But with this being you, I feel like, again, this is all tying in together, where the Three of Wands usually represents the energy of what we call waiting for your ships to come in, right? To where you've put in a certain amount of work, and now you just trust that, okay, I've put in the work, now it's time for the rewards to come my way. If that's the case, it looks like you might actually be seeing that come in this month with that Knight of Wands energy, possibly even like a new clientele base. So, for example, if you have some kind of creative stuff that you do have online, whether it's an Etsy shop or whatever the case may be, you might actually find that you have exposure to other areas that you hadn't had before, where you might be getting a new customer base from that. With the Empress energy, that will actually allow you to feel more comfortable in settling in and saying, okay, maybe I don't have to just keep gnawing away at this thing all day, right? And then with the Judgment energy, I feel like that's saying that that's going to be the key to bringing you guys back to life in that regard. So, yeah, I really do feel like the overlying theme here for sure is that you guys just take a step away from whatever you're working on, and that'll actually refresh you. Now, if this is someone else, well, I mean, this could definitely be someone else. I'm not primarily picking up on it that way. But for the most part, it could be the same theme there. Now, if this is involving another person too, maybe you're waiting on them to come visit you or vice versa, right? So there could have been some discussions around that. Or maybe there could be some plans to travel. Um, but yeah, either way, it looks like there's the possibility to get that back off the ground as well. So maybe if there were talks around it in the past, but for whatever reason might have fallen by the wayside, those talks might be renewed and there could be plans to travel to each other if there is physical distance between the two of you, or possibly even travel together if you are in the same location. And you might just say, look, we've been working, saving up, maybe, right? Maybe that's why you've been working so much. You've been saving up for some kind of a trip, and this could be the time where you finally decide to do it. So it's another way I can see that coming up, especially because Judgment being Scorpio energy for you guys, that's your third house communication. So it could just be saying, all right, let's start these talks up again, right? About, hey, could we make this trip now, right? Should we do this traveling? So that's what I see with that. All right, in the hopes or fears position, we have the Hierophant, which is Taurus energy, Three of Swords, Libra energy, and Three of Pentacles, Capricorn energy. So seeing these three cards here, especially Taurus, given the fact that it is your ninth house, and we also did see the North Node come up, which is where it is currently in the sign of Taurus. Could just be saying that you're hoping for, hoping to see what the bigger lesson was around some financial disappointments that you guys might have had in the past, and then learning from that and helping to grow and rebuild from that. So it does look like that energy is at play for you to actually get that insight this month. Like I said, it looks like the key is going to be to just step away for a bit, whether it be a long weekend, whatever the case may be. That looks like it's going to be the key. Then you might actually find through doing so that maybe where your finances are being sacrificed is you could have just been burning yourself out, right? So to where if you push yourself too hard, then the quality of your work would start to decline anyway. And then that'll just make you feel like you have to work even more, right? So it could have just been one of those counterintuitive things where, okay, actually stepping away is the key because now you come back refreshed and now the work that you're building is better. For some of you, this could even be around possibly wanting to collaborate with someone as well. So, like I was saying, as far as if you needed to ask for help, but you didn't feel comfortable doing so, you might get some insight around that too. All right. And in the outcome position, we have the Emperor. So this is the major arcana card for Aries. And primarily what I see with this coming out in the outcome position could just be saying that your learning process through this is to just be a bit more strategic with your approach to things, right? For one, because emperors are generally speaking strategizers, and then on top of that, eighth house energy, which is what Aries represents for you guys, could be a very strategic type of energy as well. So that's primarily what I'm seeing there, where you might learn to work smarter, not harder, right? So it's one of those types of energies that I see with that. And if nothing else, just feeling more sure of yourselves in general, right? So like I said, if you just felt like you were hitting your heads up against a wall, just whatever repetitive task where you didn't feel like you were making progress, that little brief step away that you guys might take seems to be what hits the reset button for you guys. And of course, this could just even be as simple as a timeline, too, saying that as we get toward the end of March and maybe early April, as we're physically in Aries season, that's where you'll start to see outward evidence of that. All right, and bottom of the deck, we have the Ten of Cups. So this is Pisces energy here, and we did see this come up in your dice as well. So yeah, if this is around your relationships as well, looks like there could be some success around that. And again, this could be another timeline thing here too, saying that by the time we get to the middle of March, you'll start to see that brighter, sunnier outlook around your situation, right? So pretty positive energy there. All right, moving on to your Four Agreements card, we have be impeccable with your word. There we go, and it says cultivate faith. So let's see what it says. All right, let's see if we get to focus a little better. There we go. It says to have great faith, that's have great power, because your intent, your will is undivided. When your word isn't dissipated by doubt, the power of your word becomes even stronger. So, pretty positive message there for sure. And like I said, for some of you, I feel like just taking a brief break is going to be what gives you a fresher outlook on things. So, definitely looks like you're being urged to do so. Like I said, even if it's just a 3-day weekend or something like that, whatever the case may be. All right, moving on to your Wisdom of the Oracle card. You guys got Never Ending Story. There's the artwork, and the number is 37. So we'll see what that says. Okay, it says self-criticism, the wounded ego, unnecessary dramas. The Oracle's message. There is a story woven through the imperfect fabric of life that tells of hurt and loss, rejection and humiliation, self-loathing and arrogance, and all manner of suffering born of unnecessary dramas. It is the old story whose refrain is that you cannot do this, must not go there, should not say that, lest your world come crumbling down. Today, know that none of this is actually true. The sky is not falling. The voice you hear is just a small, scared, conditioned part of you that got stuck in a lie, wants to protect you, and needs to be seen as a victim. Love that lost piece of you. Fear is all it knows. Distorted guidance is preventing you from being true to yourself. You are not your story, and the narrator is simply the voice of your fearful part, small and vulnerable and easily soothed. So interesting reading that message there, because as I was reading that definitely made me think of the Page of Swords energy in reverse in the past. So for some of you, you might already be shifting on that energy, but if not, hopefully that message resonated with you. The relationship message says sometimes your heart enters into a contract with another that results in pain, not because of abuse or neglect, but for other, more complex reasons. Shame, fear of intimacy, and low self-esteem are the greatest challenges to the success of a relationship. Consider how valuable this knowledge is, however. Right now, you have an opportunity for important healing, but you must reflect on the stories you weave about love, connection, abandonment, rejection, and loneliness. Not only do you need to begin a new story, you need to forgive yourself for telling yourself the old ones. Have compassion for the part of you that believes all those narratives. None of them were ever true anyway. So definitely a pretty positive message there as well. Hopefully that resonated with you. I didn't get like a huge relationship vibe from this, but hopefully that did resonate. Worst case, the love reading should be done within the next week, I would say for sure. All right, the prosperity message says fear, envy, procrastination, greed, and the perception of victimhood could all be active in your life at this moment. Are you comparing yourself to others, thinking their success should be yours? Maybe you're afraid of all the good that is coming your way, so you step out of your lane, totally aware of what you're doing, but seemingly powerless to stop yourself. Are you back where you started, or in a similar situation that reminds you of past failures? Financial insecurity scaring you? You must learn to love yourself through missteps and sabotaging moments. Use criticism constructively right now. Better yet, stop telling the story altogether. Make up a new one. The universe loves you deeply and will wait for you to figure that out. Tell a new story, and success is all but guaranteed. You can do it. So, pretty positive message there. And, if that's the case, that could be pointing to why, for example, for those of you who are just obsessively working all the time, that could point to why you might have been doing so. So, hopefully that resonated with you if that's the case. All right, and lastly, we have Mudra for you guys. So, this is your Mudra here. It's the Garuda Mudra, and the keyword for it is maturity. All right, and there's the info on it if you want to pause it or take a screenshot to read what it has to say. But under benefits, it says improves intelligence, increases digestive fire, activates Manipura chakra, builds martial prowess, and according to legend, serves as protection against snakes, snake bites, and venom in general. So if that sounds like a Mudra you think would be beneficial for you guys, we'll put the name in the description video as always. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.